In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ohio gozaimasu sayonara. You fucking keseki motherfucking daikon radish bitches. Daikon seki. Good salutations, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain podcast. And I've said this before, and people have asked, why do we call it Genius Brain? And somebody wrote this comment that irritated the fuck out of me because he was like, oh, don't you think calling yourself a Genius Brain is a little cocky? It's like, no, you dumb fuck. It actually means it's sarcastic.
Completely missed the fucking point.
Yeah, you stupid son of a bitch.
Don't jump to conclusion, guys. Don't.
Yeah.
It only makes an ass out of you and me.
And I'm completely fine with saying that just because that person was not a fan of the channel. He just stopped by randomly.
Okay, well, fuck that guy then. Eat a dick, bitch.
Yeah, I would never speak to my fans that way. And it feels weird even saying that I have fans. It kind of makes me sound a little conceited, which I don't like.
Yeah.
I'd say my people who appreciate the content on this channel is what I'll say.
Right.
And that person was not an appreciator, so he could suck an elephant dick.
Suck a fucking donkey dick, bitch.
You dingleberry fuck. Yo, you know what? Had my that must have called what's the fucking gears going in my head that I didn't know about you until JK News. Why the fuck do you like ghosts so much?
All right.
I don't even know where to begin with this because this is by far what you enjoy is one of my worst nightmares ever. Yo, let me tell you the story. When I was a kid, so if you guys know, I grew up in a Christian household.
Yeah.
Growing up in a Christian household, there's a lot of talk about what do you call that? Not extraterrestrial. What do you call that? Spiritual, paranormal. What did I say? Extraterrestrial.
Like ET visiting you at home and shit.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that guy. And his little dick-shaped finger. Nobody ever addressed the fact that ET had a finger shaped like a dick.
Fuck that Sam Cassell looking motherfucker.
that's fucked up. Oh, don't say that about Sam Cassell.
Hey man, I got love for Sam Cassell, but let's be real, he looks like fucking ET, bro.
He does look like ET. But growing up in like a religious household, there was always talk about like demons and angels and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a real healthy thing to have, like a conversation to have with a kid. But I remember because like I would have these like recollections of my parents and their friends coming over for Kuyongyebe, which and they would have these prayer circles.
Yeah.
And they would start praying in tongue and shit.
Oh shit.
And something that stuck out to me as a kid was when a pastor told me, he goes, you know, the closer that you become to God, more likely that these demons will come and attack you. Right, because they want to separate you from God.
Right,
and that's when I left the church. But
that's when my faith was shook.
I was like, well, fuck that then. Like, I believe in God, but I ain't getting close to him. I'm gonna be attacked and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's like being like, what's it called, associated with the gang and you get your ass beat. Like, why would I want that? But that shit used to always freak me the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so when pastors would say that, they would tell me that, yo, just know that the closer you become with Christ, Satan's going to come after you more. So in the back of my mind was like, I'm just going to be the worst Christian ever. I'm just going to curse all the time.
None of that shit.
I'm starting this channel called David So Comedy, and I'm going to make people laugh,
and
I'm going to do good things, and I'm going to believe in God. I'm going to go to church, but I'm cursing up a fucking storm because then Satan's kind of like, should I come in? Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know whose side he's on yet.
Yeah, he's a little bit on the fence. I'm going to leave him alone.
I thought it was a weird thing for these pastors to tell me, and during this time, at this church that I used to go to, there's this dude named Hans. Now Hans was dope. Like I think to me, like if anything, if I wanted to model my Christian self after this dude named Hans. Okay. And Hans was
Moleman?
No. It was kind of weird that his name is Hans. He was a Korean cat.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
If it was Han, that might be different.
No, it's Hans. His name was Hans. Like Hans the Friesefreiman. Yeah, like German and shit.
Yeah.
But the dude was just a really cool cat. And I remember one time, I'm not sure if it was Hans. It was Hans that told me this story. But he was talking about this dream that he had where we were at a retreat.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what a retreat is, it's like a spiritual retreat. They take these kids, we go into like this campsite and we just play games. We get to know God, we worship, we praise, and we have a good time. It's a good bonding moment.
Yeah.
So Hans was telling this story that he had a dream one of the nights that we were at the retreat. He said that when he fell asleep, in the dream, his eyes awoke, and it wasn't. I'm not sure if he was saying it was a dream or if it happened in real life, but to him it felt like a dream. But when he woke up, but he couldn't move, so he had kawi, which is scissor lock.
Yeah.
And so when he opened up his eyes, he saw a demon start floating down to him.
Yeah.
And this demon was approaching him slowly. And this is like in the cabin that we're all sleeping together.
Yeah.
He said the demon came down and it went inside his body and ripped out his soul. And he's watching it, but he can't do anything because he's frozen in scissor lock. And he's watching his spirit just being ripped out of his body and dragged out. He sees the person just grab him and just drag his spirit out, and they start to float away. And as that spirit's starting to flow away, he sees his spirit struggling and fighting against the demon.
That's fucking crazy.
Right? And this is during he's telling this after the fact, right?
Yeah.
But he's telling this to like a fucking 10-year-old kid. Right? But he's told, and it's still stuck in my head till this day. He told me that when he was floating away, or his spirit was floating away from his body, his spirit was struggling and pushing that demon away.
That's
and then when
crazy.
he like loosened up the grip of the demon, his spirit came down and fell into his body, and he woke up from the scissor lock.
Yeah.
And he was like next to us.
Yeah.
And that shit always freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like the thought, and because I really did look up the Hans, like it became something that was a matter of fact to me. Like this could happen to me one day.
Yeah.
And everybody has those similar symptoms when they have scissor lock, right?
Yeah.
It's that you can't move and you see like this black figure stare
Right,
at you.
right.
Have you ever had that before?
I did. I had it once before.
Ugh. Fuck that shit, dude.
So
Curse up a storm. Don't come after me. I believe in God, but
My experience was kind of trippy because like I was sleeping and then all of a sudden I woke up, but I was watching myself sleep, right?
Oh, fuck.
So I was like confused, like what the fuck? Because I feel lucid, but I'm watching myself sleep, right?
Yeah.
And then so I'm looking at myself and my body's like this way, but I'm like looking at myself straight on. And then all of a sudden I start to kind of float right towards my body, right?
you're talking about the you outside of your body is floating towards your body.
Yeah. So I'm like floating to my body. And then when I get close to it, it's like boom. And then my perspective now changes to I'm laying in bed and I'm looking up in the sky, or I mean on the ceiling, and I can't move. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? I'm like, is this what I think it is? You know, am I getting copy right now? Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, to the left of me, which is where I was looking at myself from, I just feel something. I can't turn my head, right? And I just feel something there, and this like fucking this fear sets into me that I've never felt in my life before.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm like, why the fuck am I so scared right now? Right?
Yeah.
And I can't see it, but I feel it getting closer to me. Kind of like what just happened with me moving towards my body.
Get goosebumps.
I feel it coming closer and closer. And then I'm like starting to feel more and more fear. And I'm like starting to sweat now. And I'm like, fuck. But then
I feel helpless too.
Yeah, I had a snap. I got so fucking pissed that this was happening to me. It started, I made a fist. I was able to make a fist in that locked state, right? And then I was like, man, if this is fucking what I think it is, I was like, fuck this motherfucker. You don't fucking hold me down, right? And then I started to get really angry. And then like my fist started to shake, and then I like broke out of it. And then I sat up. And it wasn't like that's when I woke up. I was already awake.
Yeah.
Like my train of thought didn't break. It was continuous. And then I got up and I was like, what the fuck was that shit about? You know? That's the first and only time I've got scissored. And it happened maybe about 3-4 years ago.
That's such a weird experience, and everybody has their own experience with it, right? And it's frightening because you can't do anything about this impending doom that's coming closer and closer to you.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stories that I heard from people was when they get scissor lock, like if they were on their side, their eyes would be open and they would see this figure.
Yeah,
this
that figure.
That dark
figure's
figure.
always there.
And it's either eyes staring at you
Yeah.
and you can't do anything about it, and that person's staring at you. And I don't know why. And the thing that creeps me out is that everybody has that similar experience.
I know, man.
That's the part that creeps me out. If it was like, for example, drugs, and when we talk about drugs and people go on like DMT and shit, everybody has a different experience. So it makes me feel like it's not, they're like, well, it's an outer dimension that you go to. It's like, well, if it's an outer dimension that you go to and everybody's doing DMT,
should be consistent.
You should be able to see that person who's in that DMT world, or you guys should be able to meet up or something, right? But that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or I haven't heard of a case where it did.
Yeah.
But the thing about that scissor lock thing is it's
Always consistent.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
And it freaks me the fuck out.
And it doesn't, I don't even think it necessarily has to be people who are religious. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not.
Yeah. And because sleep paralysis is a weird thing. I mean, a real thing that could actually happen, right?
Yeah.
That you can explain that through science, but Now, how do you? Because sometimes how I think science would explain it in terms of like seeing the dark figure is you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
Because you're going through this
But
thing.
why is everybody's hallucination the same thing?
No, but that's the thing. It's
Creeps me
like
out.
some people, I've had friends who got choked by the spirit, and then when they wake up, they have like red rings around their neck.
And they came in their pants. And they came in their pants right after.
It was
It's
the
like, wait,
best
hold on. What happened? He
experience.
goes, well, let me tell you about this fucking scissor lock that I had. It was the best fucking of my life. It was like that shit in a Scary Movie where they'd be fucked against the wall.
Yeah. But you know, I've heard some pretty crazy shit, man. You want me to tell you fucking a trippy ass story, bro?
Shit. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. I had a friend who used to be like super religious, right? And then around like when we were kind of in the middle of our teenage years, he started to get really bad, you know, because like he didn't really associate with like a lot of I guess me and some of my friends at the time, but once he started to, then he started to get like really bad, you know. And then he kind of lost his way with his religion and his faith, and then he tried to kind of get back into it, I think towards like the end of high school. And then so they were at a retreat. One of my other friends was sitting on the top of a bunk bed on the second one, right? And this guy was like trying to walk out, and then he was like, yo, where you going right now? It's late at night, right? No fucking joke. This fool fucking turned around and like looked at him like in a weird fucking, like stared at him, right? And he threw him from one end of the bunk bed to the other. Like he lifted him and pounded him to the back of the wall on the bunk bed. And the guy was just like, what the fuck just happened right now? You know?
Yeah.
So who knows how to explain that, but he was possessed. You know, that's how we would say it, right? Like this guy was fucking possessed. And he went off into the fucking dark forest where it's pitch black, and people went out to go look for him. He was just kneeling over a river, just looking into the river, asking if they can see what he's seeing.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did he see?
I don't know. He's just like, do you guys see that? It's like, see what? He's like, that. It's like,
Did he wake up and then he was like, what the fuck did I do?
I don't even know if he remembers it. I don't think he does. But this was the type of dude once he like.
I would have roundhouse kicked him in the fucking jaw, dude. And then he probably would have caught it. Ta.
I know. He would have probably ended you then, you know?
Oh, we'll see, dude. We'll see. We'll see about that. How big was he? How much did he weigh? Was he on steroids?
He has the power of the devil in him.
Well, I got the power of Jesus Christ. We'll see who's gonna win,
That's
dude.
true. Jesus roundhouse kick. You gotta call it out before you do it.
In the name of Jesus
In
Christ.
the name of Jesus Christ.
We'll see who's stronger, dude. Satan or Jesus Christ, dude. I'll put the shin guard of the Holy Christ on me, dude, and I will shin kick that motherfucker all the way to the heavens.
No, but like for me, man, like my infatuation with it is just like it's unexplainable, right? There's that there's something out there, and nobody can say definitively what it is or what it isn't.
Yeah.
And so I'm an infinitely curious person, man. Like my curiosity knows no bounds. You know, even morbid shit I'm curious about, you know? So like something like this, I just want to have a more, I guess, real experience with it where I see something or like something tries to interact with
But
it.
why, man? Like even for me,
Uh-huh.
a big part of me does believe that there are spirits out there, right?
Yeah.
That it's true.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna dabble in that shit. You know what you are, dude? You're a fucking fat-titted white girl in a horror movie. That's what you are, dude. You're the motherfucker that hears something and you go, "Who's there?" And then you go inside that room and you try to see what's up. What's wrong with you, man?
That's why that fool Z's always talking about, man, you fucking with your ghost boners and shit. You get fucking horny on this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This ain't a fetish, dog. Like, I'm
You're
like,
fucking weird. I don't understand why you like to test that shit. Did you ever do that Ouija board stuff?
I
man?
did.
Why?
Yeah, yo.
Did you have a weird experience? Yo,
Hell
people
fucking yeah, I did. You know why? Because I was in a fucking cemetery late at night.
Why? Dude, you are a fucking white girl.
And then the dudes who were fucking with the Ouija, they were all strangers. I didn't know any of them, right?
Wait, how did you guys meet up? On
They
Tinder?
were just they were just there at the cemetery. They happened to be there, and I went to the cemetery too.
By yourself?
No, I was with some other people. But then they were there, and then they were playing with the Ouija board. So I was like, oh, you know what? I always wanted to try this. Let me fuck with this, right? And then they're like, okay. And then they did like their little fucking thing, little seance or whatever, right? And then we got into it.
They were white people, weren't they?
So they were, yeah.
Yeah, how did I fucking know?
Yeah.
How did I fucking know?
But here was the thing, is like, I was like, I knew exactly what question I was going to ask. I was like, what's my first name? Because nobody's going to fucking guess that, right?
Yeah. And if they spelled it correctly.
Yeah. So real shit, there was 4 of us, right? 3. So all 4 of us have our hand on it. But I low-key did not put my hand on it all the way because I didn't want to like subconsciously influence the movement, right? They started and I said, okay, what's my first name? And then that shit moved to E and went to D and then went to R. That's when I fucking was like, yo, stop. I was like, cut that shit out. I don't need to see where because even guessing up to R, they're like, come on.
Idris Elba.
I know, that's what it was going to be.
What else would that be?
Exactly.
That's creepy, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so I had to fuck with it, you know, because I was always curious about it. Because my cousin told me, I remember, she was in college, and then she fucked with the Ouija board, and she got into a fucking bad car accident that night. Maybe coincidence, I don't know, but she was always like, hey, don't ever fuck with that.
And then you did it anyways.
Just like what you were saying before. If somebody tells you not to do it, I gotta do it.
Yeah, but that's different with ghost shit, though. Like with spiritual stuff, especially with witchcraft, that's the devil's work, young man. That's that Harry Potter. I don't mess with that Harry Potter and that Pokemon.
Hey, you know what, though, man? I've had my handful of, like, paranormal experiences, though. And I have seen shit, but from the corner of my eye. I saw...
But see, this is what I'm saying, man. You had the Ouija board experience. Mm-hmm. What possesses you to go after it again? You had your experience. You had it. You got your fucking ghost dick sucked. I want
something like more visceral. You know what I mean?
If you would have continued it. I don't know who told me this story, but there was somebody who did a Ouija board experience themselves. Mm-hmm. And I forgot who they did it with, but when they were doing the whole Ouija board thing, I guess how they were saying it, that you could have a happy spirit or an angry spirit come to you.
Okay.
And so the first time that they did it, it was like a happy spirit.
Okay.
And the second time that they were doing it on the spot and they were doing the whole Ouija board stuff, it was an angry spirit. Mm. And so when that happened, like things were like flipping out or some shit, and they had to tell them like, hey, like please leave. Like we don't want any harm. Like we apologize. Please leave.
Too late. He said, too late, motherfucker.
But they did leave, and then like shit calmed down after. But like that's like the gamble that you play. You don't know if you're gonna get an angry spirit or a happy spirit.
That's the thing, though. Doesn't that make you curious of why there's an angry spirit and a?
No, it doesn't. Because ignorance is bliss. I'm talking about too, like arguably too, it works both ways. So if you do believe in ghosts and stuff, you can ignore those signs. There's probably signs that God's there, and I'm ignoring it on purpose. Like
nope.
I'm like walking on water, and I'm like, I'm just hydroplaning. I'm hydroplaning. I got these flip flops. They're floating me up. I'm 200 pounds. Just happening.
I just think it's fascinating, man. Like the unexplainable, you know, and that's like the same with like aliens too. You know, like. I'm just really curious and fascinated by the possibility of it. And it's like, until I have because I think most people, if I tell them the experiences that I've had, like from a paranormal standpoint, they'd be like, I think that's enough for you to know that there's something there.
Yeah, the Ouija board thing was enough.
Yeah, but I'm like, nah, but I've never seen one like front and center, and it hasn't like interacted with me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to provoke. You know.
It sounds like that's what you're doing. It sounds exactly that's what you're doing, dude. You're provoking the spirits, dude. Tell you something, dude. I would rather wear fucking a red bandana in a Crip neighborhood than go to a fucking cemetery and see 2 white people with a Ouija board and join in with them.
Well, I told you about the time I went to the haunted hospital too.
Yeah, you're stupid. But see, that's the thing too. Like, so Edric has been wanting to go to this haunted hospital. It's in the LA area, and I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about it. It's a was it a mental asylum or was it a hospital?
So they had the main hospital, and apparently they had like kind of the psychiatric
ward, right?
Yeah.
And so that place is actually very, very difficult to get into. Number one, if you do want to get in there, you
can't anymore. Even they tore it down and turned it into a senior citizen community. That's like the worst.
So they just put people on the verge of death there.
Exactly. Because like if some of these people have like dementia or some shit, or maybe they don't, they're like, I saw something. It's like, oh, that's it. It's just crazy old Molly talking that nonsense again.
So they built a senior citizen home there. So you actually got to experience that place before it was torn out.
Yes.
So well, prior to it being torn down, it was just very hard to get in there because you had to have a film permit or something from the city that allowed you to be there.
Yeah.
And there was actually a lot of security around there. And so he was trying to get in for a long time. And when you were telling that story, I remember you telling me that Jeff was there because you actually texted me too.
No, John.
Oh yeah, not Jeff, John.
Yeah.
But somebody texted me within the group, whether it was Paul, you, or somebody. They're like, "Yo, do you want to go?" I was like, "Fuck no! What did you fucking ask me that shit? Delete this text."
I said I'll be there immediately.
This fool dude came there butt naked. He got out the shower and just ran out.
The ghost boner's going, you know.
Was he with you there too?
No, he wasn't.
So man, that's a good man.
Initially, no, Z couldn't even, because I took him there before. You know, he couldn't even look at the building from across the street. He was like, "Yo, I'm getting fucking bad vibes from this shit." I'm like, "Stop being a fucking pussy, bro. Just look at it."
He's a smart man. I'm not looking at that shit, dude. You know, you can't acknowledge something you don't see and you choose to ignore.
You want me to tell you crazy shit though? One of the times that I was trying to like break in, there was a window that was open, so I had a homie give me a boost, and then I looked in. And it was like pitch black in there. I couldn't see where I was landing into. And I was like, fuck, should I jump in here? And I was like, nope. If I get hurt though, that might kind of make this a bad night, you know? So I decided against it. That was just one of the times I tried to get in. But when I actually got into the hospital and I went to that area, it was a 15-foot drop. So
you would have died.
Just dropped and then been stuck there in pitch black darkness.
You would have been dead, dude.
Maybe.
You would have shattered your fucking ankles and you would have been one of the spirits.
But yeah, when I finally got in there, you know, I was excited, man. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking explore and I'm gonna check this shit out. And then so there was a point in time when I did go off by myself.
Yeah.
And then
because everybody else was like, this guy's stupid. Go, Edric.
Yeah. So there were definitely moments there where something was a little off. I was telling you guys when we were doing the JK News shit, like there was a spot where it was ice fucking cold, you know. Everywhere else is room temperature in that room, but it's just a random, like it'd be like here is ice fucking cold, right? I don't know how to explain that. It's just like I would stick my arm out like this and then I'd just get fucking goosebumps because it's so fucking cold in that one zone. And then
what if something grabbed you, dude?
I'd be like, yes.
You know, these ghosts don't even want you. You're too thirsty, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You're too thirsty.
I know. I want it too much.
That's why you're not going to get anything.
Exactly.
Ghosts only attack people who don't want that shit.
Yeah. And I told you guys about the phone battery thing. Everybody's battery was at like 75% or more. And we turned on our flashlight for maybe about 10 minutes, right? Within that 10 minutes, everybody's battery was down to like 5%, you know? And they say spirits try to use electronic devices to try to communicate. I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but all I know is it was a little bit weird that everybody's battery got drained that quickly. Because if we had the flashlight on for maybe like 30 minutes, maybe then it's a little bit more reasonable, but 10 minutes to drain that much? Yeah, I was telling you, other people felt stuff. They heard stuff. I tried, I'm pretty fucked up for this, but I took him into a hallway. Like other group of people came, and I knew that both doors on the hallway were locked shut, right? I took him there, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is the way out. And then we went to one of the doors, and I tried to open it. It's like, oh, fuck, dude. This shit wasn't locked before. I was like, hey, I think there's an exit the other way, though. Let's go the other way. So we just do this long walk down the dark hallway to the other. Oh, fuck, dude. These were the only ways in and out. I think we're fucking stuck.
You're a terrible person, dude.
People started tripping like, yo, what the fuck? How are we going to get out? I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. We might have to spend the night here.
God, that is terrible, dude.
I know. I was cracking up so hard, but
you are fucking with the wrong things, man.
Yeah.
What if a bad spirit comes at you? What are you gonna do?
I'm ready for it. You know.
What are you ready for? What are you ready for? What are you gonna do?
Nothing. I'm just ready for the experience. Is what I'm saying.
What if you die?
Then nobody to blame but myself. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know
I
what?
would be traumatized, dude. For the rest of my fucking life, I would be traumatized, man.
But
even movies like The fucking Ring, dude. Fucking.
Oh, come on. But that's like,
Grudge.
Any Asian version of like how they interpret spirits and ghosts, that shit is fucking creepy. You remember, dude, when we were fucking little and like our parents would watch like some scary shit? That shit used to scare the shit out of me. I'm like, dude, What the fuck, man?
Dude, the Grudge traumatized me, man.
At what age though?
How old was I? I was in high school when the Grudge came out.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
hated that shit, dude. Because here's the thing, man. Like, when it comes to horror movies, I'm okay with horror movies when it deals with human beings. So there's a human being that's a psychopath, whatever.
Yeah.
Guns talk the same talk. Brat, brat, brat. Kill them all. You can't do that to a ghost.
No, you can't.
That's why, dude, that's why I created that sketch. I ain't afraid of no fucking ghost. Because I'm telling you right now, like straight up, if ghosts, let's say ghosts do exist, right? And you end up being like an evil, whatever, angry specter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be mad at humankind if a ghost kill me.
Yeah.
You kill me, I will fuck you up to no fucking end. You have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
It would be literally a vengeful spirit going after spirits.
Yeah.
I would kill every ghost out there, dude. Ghosts would be scared of me, dude. They're like, this motherfucker is after us, dude.
Yeah.
Cause how fucking dare you? I was chilling. I'm not
I was chilling and you fucked me up.
yeah,
man.
I'm not the one that wants you to come after me. You go after this guy.
No, they're not, because they know I'm a friend. You know, they know I'm ghost friendly. So I encourage it. I'm like, hey, you guys need somebody to talk to, or you want somebody to interact with? I'm here for
Dude,
you.
I'm talking
you know?
about Tim told me the story where he met somebody either on a plane or when he was traveling, and he was talking about this guy said that he was so hyper connected to spirits, and it happened to him at a young age. And as he got older, I guess like when he chose not to just pay attention to these signs, his powers or whatever eventually disappeared. But when it was very prevalent and he was paying attention to it, he said that he would be driving, like let's say he goes through a fucking tunnel or something, and a spirit would see him. Nobody else sees it, but the spirit would see him, and the spirit would look at him and be like, "Oh, you can see me? Hey, how's it going? Like, let's talk." And he goes, "Nope, I'm gonna ignore this. I'm gonna ignore this," and he would just drive right by it. But nobody would see it. But that would be like a spirit, whether it passed away in the tunnel or not.
Yeah.
But the spirit would recognize him and try to have conversations with him, and that shit creeped me the fuck out. And he goes, "Well, let's talk." And I'm like, "No, fuck no, dude. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, bitch."
I'm trying to fucking deny your existence right now, let alone acknowledge you right now. But you know, there's a simple explanation for that: schizophrenia.
Maybe, but he said he doesn't have it anymore, so he doesn't have those powers anymore because he ignored it for so long.
Yeah, I mean, like, how do you fucking even like quantify that? You know, like, I gotta work on this power and strengthen it, or else I'm gonna lose it. You know, like, where the fuck does that even come from,
Dude?
You know?
I've Tim and I when we were doing Sem Foods, we did this thing where there was like a psychic.
Yeah.
You know, psychics talk to spirits or whatever, and they can see your future and whatever, whatnot. This lady, if psychics are real, this one was just full of shit. Just complete full of shit.
Most of them.
And like she was so basic. She was the most basic psychic ever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about she might as well have just been like the fucking Jamaican lady on the infomercials.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo. Let me read your tarot cards. She she would ask me, "Oh, what do you want in life?" And I would tell her what I want in life, and then she would just mirror that. It's like, dude, you're not even trying at this point. You're not even fucking trying. And then I just remember her because she had the most plaque I've ever seen on teeth ever, dude.
Hell no.
Like I could have, if I slapped her in her forehead, like a layer of plaque would have came off, and she would have had an extra set of teeth.
Yo, how the fuck does that happen? Like the people who fucking have like that black shit like on their fucking teeth and stuff. When you're not a crackhead, how the fuck does that happen? You know,
it's gum disease and gingivitis,
that's
dude.
Fucking
it's crazy,
man.
When Vanessa and I we went to go watch a movie. It was that movie with John Krasinski. It was A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, Quiet Place.
We went to go watch that shit. And I just recently got my teeth fixed. So I didn't know my teeth were fucked up. Like in terms of how bad it was, because I haven't got my teeth cleaned in a long time. But I brush and everything else, so I thought it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But because I didn't get my teeth cleaned and I wasn't flossing regularly, like I had like some puffy gums here and there.
Oh, okay.
And Mariel noticed that my breath wasn't doing too well. And I was like, okay, there's something definitely wrong with my teeth. So I went to go get it fixed. I got a deep cleaning. By the way, the worst experience of my fucking life. If you've never had your teeth deep cleaned before, they're basically stripping the spirit out of your teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I had no fucking clue. And you know, me being like a dude, you know, the dental hygienist asked me, they go, "Oh, do you want like a Novocaine shot, or do you just want your gums numb?" I was like, "Well, what do most people do?" Like, they get the Novocaine shot, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
You lying bitch. You fucking lying bitch. So I was like, "Yo, give me the fucking numbing shit, dude. I'm not a pussy. Give me that shit." Zzz. Give me the shot. Give me the fucking shot now, dude.
yeah.
It hurts so fucking bad.
Yeah.
But ever since I went to the dentist after that, I notice when people have bad gums.
Really?
I can't help but notice.
Yeah.
Number one, when it's very puffy, that means there's a lot of bacteria in there. And so when we were at this theater watching A Quiet Place, there's this dude that was sitting there, and it was an Asian guy too. Fucking guy making us look bad. Fucking guy, you.
You fucking guy.
You fucking guy, you. He just sat there, and his breath was so bad. I was a seat over to him with the seat gap in between us.
Yeah.
He was sitting there with his mouth open like this.
Oh, hell no,
And it smelled like
Hell
a
fucking
decayed
no.
tooth.
Yeah.
I had to move 2 seats over because it was so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I can't help it. I just want to walk up to people and say, hey, you need to go to a dental hygienist to get a deep cleaning because your teeth are diseased. Your teeth are individual sacks of garbage.
Yeah.
And it needs to be cleaned now.
I think bad breaths are like one of the hardest things to deal with. You
Oh,
know?
that and BO.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking BO. Don't even get me started on that shit, bro.
And I don't understand how people don't know they smell. You know, for a big guy too, when I was a lot bigger, I made sure that I didn't smell just because
Yeah.
I know as a big dude,
Yeah.
we're already fat. we can't be smelly and fat.
Yeah.
I don't want to be smelly fat guy.
Yeah.
I just want to be fat guy.
Yeah. You don't want to be sweaty, smelly fat guy.
Exactly. So if you're sitting down and you have flabs, you better put some deodorant in those flabs.
Exactly. Get it all up
Yeah,
in there.
That's right. You don't just hide your Snickers there. You fucking leave a deodorant stick in there as well. It was bad, dude. There's somebody that all of us know too that has such bad. Well, you don't really know this guy, but within another group of friends, like this guy smells so bad. And you know, for me too, like I think generally for friends, I like to clown on them. But for me, because I'm not as close to this person within the group, I can't even bring up to the dude like, hey, you smell like shit.
Yeah.
Like I want to tell him.
Yeah.
Like not in a way of making fun of him, but I want to let him know that he smells like a carcass. Like I don't. And it's to the point where he says, "What's up?" to me. I'm just like, "Don't even come near me, dude."
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, "What's up?" to you from a fucking distance.
It's that bad?
It's that fucking bad. Like I'm talking about. So Khalif saw him
Yeah.
at a mutual party, at a
Yeah.
mutual friend's party.
Yeah.
And right after he came back, he goes, "Yo, did you smell him?" I wasn't there. He goes, "Did he always smell like that?" I was like, "I already know who you're talking about, bro." He goes, "Dude, he smelled so bad. I couldn't be next to him."
And he hasn't fucking fixed it?
And none of his friends are telling him.
Oh my God.
Like, you should fucking tell him.
Yeah, for damn sure, man. That's like, you're not doing him any favors by letting him just go around smelling like that.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even make sense. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you smell this fucking bad? Do you not know? And it got to a point where I was thinking, like, oh, is he going through like some financial issues? Maybe he can't afford
Did
it.
not avoid.
So?
I'll fucking buy it for him.
Yeah,
then,
that's
you
what I'm
know?
saying. Like if you're going through some financial issues, I could buy you 80 pounds of Dial soap right now, and it's going to cost $13. And that'll last you forever.
Yeah.
You know, but either he doesn't know or people aren't mentioning it to him. But it's
Yeah.
to the point where if you say what's up to me and I gotta keep a stiff arm out to keep you away,
Yeah.
you smell pretty fucking bad.
Dude, let me tell you some funny shit, man. I think I was in like 4th grade or something, 4th or 5th grade. And there was this one kid, a guy who developed a lot quicker than a lot of us. So like he grew a lot taller and then he already started like getting hairy, like all in his arms and shit, like start to get like a little bit of a mustache. And so
Mexican? Armenian?
yeah, he was Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Mexican, Armenian, Russian.
and then he started to have BO, right? And everybody used to kind of clown on him. But then like I don't think he really recognized that he had BO because he was still a kid.
He
You
just
know?
thought people were being mean.
Yeah, because you know we're fucking what, like 10 years old at that age, right? Fucked up shit is. One point, the teacher got the guys all deodorants for like a Christmas present or something.
It was because just for him.
Everybody knew why. Everybody knew why. So it was like she was trying to be coy about it, but
Yeah.
was unintentionally singling him out even more, you know?
I just would have took him aside. It's like, hey, Jose, come here for a second. You as muy as stinky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
When I
like,
was in that shit in the East LA, hey, fool, what the fuck, eh? Fucking come around here, you fucking smelling shit, fool.
yeah, I was like, damn.
Palabra, fool, come on, fool, goddamn.
So yeah, that was kind of cold, man. I was like, I don't think she realized what she just did right now.
But for me too, it's like that's probably a move I would have done. Hey, everybody, I got everybody a Costco supply worth of Old Spice.
Only for the guys.
I would have done ladies too, ladies included.
No, but that's the thing. She did it. It was just for the guys.
Oh God, jeez.
And I think she like kind of framed it around of, like everybody, you guys are going through a point now where your body is changing and stuff, and so this is something that you're gonna have to introduce into your like daily routine. Like she tried to be really kind of like PC about it, and just like trying not to hurt anybody's feelings. But I'm like, dude, everybody fucking knows who you're referring
Everybody
to.
knows who you're outing out, dude.
Yeah.
You're fucking talking about Gerardo and his fucking smelly ass armpits.
Yeah, that fool stank though. For damn sure, that fool stank. I didn't want to fucking play basketball with him.
My mom always made sure that before I left the school, I took a nice hot shower, and before I went to sleep, I took a shower too, because kids smell, dude.
Oh, for damn sure.
People are
dude.
touching you. You're sweating all day, and my mom made sure that I took a shower, dude.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that I actually started to look forward to.
Yeah.
To this day, I can't start my day without taking a shower.
Really?
Well, I'm kind of oily anyways,
So twice a day.
Twice a day, so I don't shampoo every
Okay.
because it'll fuck up your hair.
Yeah.
But like I definitely have to like wash myself. Maybe that's why I don't have BO, is because I consistently wash myself.
Yeah.
But I can't stand that shit. I can't stand being the smelly guy.
Dude, I remember like on the basketball team, man, there was this one cat, like this motherfucker had such bad. But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure he used deodorant, but like it came out of his pores, like so from his other. So like we'd be playing and I'd be guarding him, and then like his forearm would like touch me here, and I smell. I'm like, oh my fucking God, what are you gonna tell him to deodorize your whole fucking body?
Does this fool just eat cheese all day? What does his diet consist of?
I don't know. But he was an Indian cat though.
Oh.
He said,
It probably wasn't BO, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but
Yeah.
because Sacramento has a lot of Indian folks, and I have a lot of Indian homies. Like Indian food has a lot of pungent spices and smells,
exactly.
and so like a lot of the Indian homies, they would actually cook Indian food in the garage away from everything else.
Yeah.
And that stove in the garage was always lined with foil because
Yeah.
the spice is stuck on you.
Right.
So he probably was just next to the food all the time, and it would just come out of his motherfucking pores. Because I know that if I eat certain food like garlic, I
Yeah.
can smell it on me.
Oh, really?
If I'm eating like heavy garlic for like weeks, I can smell that shit on me, dude.
Yeah, so
I
like
just smell like garlic.
I used to be like, bro, man, it fucking smells, dude. Like you gotta do something about this, man.
That food was good though, huh?
No.
Oh, he wasn't? Oh, never mind. Yo, I tried to give him a little something. I tried.
No, he wasn't good and he smelled like fucking shit,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but to me, it smelled like shit. Yeah, I was just like, bro, come on, man.
It's hard to deal with, man, and that's not even fair. That means that's like illegal defense. This was doing chemical warfare.
Just fucking like throwing the sweat on you and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
don't you
dude.
fucking come near. I will flick the sweat on you, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, I mean,
This was high school?
yeah, this was in high school. But I want to kind of back up to the ghost topic again. Do you believe in aliens?
I want to believe in aliens. I find it very hard to believe that we are the only like sentient form of life in the whole fucking universe.
Yeah.
Because if the universe is so expansive, then what makes us believe that we're the only things out there? Recently, they had that oddly shaped meteor that passed by Earth, and they actually believe that was an alien spaceship.
Really?
Because of the trajectory so I guess like it came to Earth and the trajectory was like off and it started speeding up really fast when it got to Earth.
Really?
So they think people are making speculations that was actually an alien spaceship.
Well, okay. So then the next step on that, let's say aliens are real. Do you think they're a kind race or like?
I think they're just like us. They're just trying to figure it out. Like, well, yo, what's up with these fucking people?
But if they can do space travel, I mean, I think it's safe to assume that they're way more intelligent than we are, right?
If they're doing space travel, right? Let's just say this.
Yeah.
They're doing space travel and they're so like malicious.
Yeah.
They would have fucking killed us by now.
But
they would have roasted us.
That's the thing. I'm thinking if they are the malicious type, like maybe they look at us and we're just like so far beneath them. They're like, it's not even worth it. We'll obliterate these guys in a second.
We're doing it to ourselves anyways right now,
I know,
dude.
right?
They're fucking destroying the earth and shit. God, Jesus.
So they're probably just like, these scumbags, they're doing it to
I
themselves.
wonder what they look like too. Maybe they just look just like us.
Well, have you ever seen the movie with what was it called? Like Signs? Well, no, not Signs.
The Crop Circle movie?
No, not the Crop Circle movie. That shit was whack as fuck with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
That was whack as fuck. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yep.
No, I'm talking about the one with
Thinking about smelly Indians. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. I only say that because movies suck.
Yeah, the only thing he thinks that about him is his movies.
His fucking movies.
No, the one. What's the redhead actress? Fuck. It's the one where they have a glass and these like aliens are like this smoke form and they like communicate like through the glass by creating shapes on the glass.
I have no idea. What the fuck? That's wild.
Dude, that was The Arrival. The Arrival.
Independence Day.
Speaking of, that movie was the fucking shit, man.
Didn't they have a second one with
They
no
did.
Will Smith?
Terrible.
Why would you do that?
Why would you even make it? If Will Smith said, no, I'm not going to do it, that's it.
Will Smith was Independence Day and Men in Black, huh?
Yep.
Damn, I forget about that shit.
I remember I heard him talk about it. He did Men in Black, I think, instead of Matrix. That's the movie that he decided, because he was supposed to be Neo. Did you know that?
He would have been a terrible Neo. He would have been a terrible fucking
out.
Neo.
He even acknowledged that too. Like, dude, I would have made a terrible Neo, you know? And then Morpheus was supposed to be Val Kilmer.
That would have been the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
So I was like,
Val Kilmer as Morpheus?
as Morpheus.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah,
dude.
so I was like-
who the fuck was trying to cast this shit? That casting director should be killed.
Yeah, because Will Smith has this thing about it on his YouTube channel about him explaining like how the Wachowski brothers approached him. And then
Sisters now, my friend.
oh, that's right. The Wachowski sisters. Is it Wachowski or Wachowski?
I think it's Wachowski.
Oh. But anyway, he basically was saying like the pitch to them was like, okay, so imagine you're in a room and then you jump up and then the camera does this. And he was just kind of like,
He's like, what the fuck?
what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, nah, I think
I'm good.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
mean,
good.
he went from one successful franchise to another success. He's not really missing out on anything,
for sure.
right?
I mean, he's fucking Will Smith. You know what I
but
mean?
arguably, I will say that the first Matrix, till this day, still stands to the test of time.
Oh,
It's
for
still
damn sure.
one of the best like action films I've ever,
hell
sci-fi
yeah.
action films
Hell
I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah, because when that fucking camera does that 360 shit, that should blew your mind, you know?
Yeah, they set up like so many different cameras.
Yeah,
for it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what was interesting? I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but you know the Wachowski sisters, they were sued.
For?
So if you did, which Matrix did you
Did you
like?
have a seizure right now?
I'm possessed right now, dude. So you wanted a ghost experience?
Hello, buddy.
Which I want, because I don't know the plural of matrices. Which Matrix movies did you like?
Just
Exactly.
one.
So
Yeah.
this is what it was.
Yeah.
So if you notice, number 2, number 3 sucked fucking donkey balls.
convoluted as hell, man.
Dumb as fuck, right? So
Yeah.
this is what happened. Somebody actually came out saying that the Wachowski sisters stole that movie, that script from this person.
Oh, really?
And so people don't know what happened, but it was actually settled out of court. So that means, they settled out of court and that girl got paid off.
Wow.
Or that girl or guy, I forgot who it was, but
Yeah.
they were sued because they were saying that person was saying it was their script.
Yeah.
And they stole it.
Yeah.
And so the thing that becomes doesn't really bode well for them is how terrible Matrix 2 and 3 was and how it had nothing to do with the first one. They couldn't continue the fucking story.
Yeah, dude, it just got like so fucking convoluted that I think everybody was thoroughly confused by the end of the trilogy and had to actually sit and think about it and like figure out what the fuck does this mean.
Still didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so to that person's credit, even if it was settled out of court and people don't want to believe it, to me the proof is in the fucking pudding.
Yeah.
Matrix 2 and 3 didn't make any sense and it didn't align with the first one. It was hot garbage. It was like somebody completely new wrote the film.
Yeah.
It's almost like they didn't know what to do with it.
And that I was so disappointed because the first one was like so revolutionary, you know? And then like I was like, oh dude, the second one's gonna be fucking sick. And then the second one was kind of like, I don't really get it. And the third one was just like, what the fuck was this?
It didn't make any fucking sense at all, dude.
Do you think there was ever a trilogy of movies where all three were like on point though?
Lord of the Rings.
I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, so I watched it because like I have friends who are super into it and they're like, you gotta watch it. And
The Harry Potter series.
I haven't seen.
Dude, you are a sinner. you are a sinner, dude.
I haven't seen.
You are somebody who has denounced God in his life.
Yeah,
You've never watched a single Harry Potter?
I've seen part of the first one, I think. And then that's about it.
Why would you only watch a part? What was so bad about it? How could you hate Harry Potter?
I can't like connect with it.
I'm pretty sure fucking thugs watch Harry Potter, dude. You don't like Harry Potter? What's wrong with Harry Potter?
I don't know if I don't like it. I just like what I saw from it was just I don't know. It just really didn't hook me.
What? How could you say that?
But
dude?
I never read the books. Yeah, I never read the Harry Potter
I
books.
read like the first 2 or something, but still, even that, I think the series is great, man. Maybe I love magic and shit though, dude.
I think magic's dope too.
I
but-
don't like real magic. I'm talking about like a fucking dude come up to you like, how many cards do you have in my hand? Like, get out of here, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face.
Like
I'm talking about like
fantasy
magic,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where you're just like fucking,
like-
making people float, exploding their face off.
doing this with the
That
wand
shit
and
was
shit.
so fucking dope.
Yo, when I went to London, my sister's a huge Harry Potter fan, so I went to the Harry Potter store. And then first of all, there was a line to get into the store. I was like, hell fucking nah, man. You gonna make me wait in line to spend money right now? And then once I got in there, started looking around, I had no fucking clue what these characters were. And like there's like these schools. So I didn't know what to, because I didn't want to get my sister something character based, and she's like, oh, I fucking hate that character, you know? So I was like, okay,
She wanted to be Gryffindor, bro.
I don't know what
And
the
if
fuck
you made
that
her,
is.
if you made her a Slytherin, she would have been pissed.
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. So I just got her like some general Hogwarts shit, just like the School of Hogwarts. I was like, that's the safe side. I'm gonna play the safe because it shit ain't cheap, bro. They were like, I paid like fucking 20 something bucks for a bookmark. You know
What the fuck?
Yeah, it had like the School of Hogwarts, like the what do you call it? The shield or the crest, the school
Yeah, the
crest.
crest.
Yeah. And then it was like kind of made in like metal, and it was
How could you not like it, dude?
because I don't know it. It just never interested me, man.
Hagrid.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Bro, man. You and I can't be friends anymore.
No, everybody says that. That's a reaction every time when I say
You know who
it.
else hasn't watched Harry Potter? Mariel.
That I'm surprised about. I would think she's like a huge Harry Potter fan.
I know. I
because
almost
she's
left
such
her.
a big Disney fan. Like
I almost left her.
she's just not interested in it, or what?
I don't know if she ever had the opportunity or she was. I think like when there was like a huge Harry Potter, she might have been traveling at the time,
Yeah.
so she didn't really have any legs in any country at that point. So I don't think that watching that film was an important thing.
Oh, I see.
So it just never really caught on with her. But she hasn't watched Harry Potter, and people always give her shit, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
People should hate her for it.
She hasn't read the books too, I'm guessing.
Nah, I read the first like 1 or 2, like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Bone
Yeah.
or something like that, or,
Yeah.
or some shit like that. That's not it. It's our Sorcerer's Stone. That's what it is.
Giving me shit about it, and you don't even know the title of it.
No, it's because you know what? That's my fault because I used to make fun of the title so much that I used to make all sexual innuendos about it. It was like Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Bone. There was like the Goblet of Desire. It was like the Goblet of Fire was the original one.
See, but at least like it sounds from what I hear from the fans that they did somewhat of justice to the books, right? But then it's like when you're talking about shit like Aladdin, where you fucking take a Disney classic and you're gonna turn it into a live action movie, and you fucking put out that god awful whatever disgrace of a CG genie in the trailer, like you're
Talking
fucking
about Will Smith.
yeah, bro. Like when you saw that trailer, didn't it fucking like? Couldn't you tell the face was not moving in sync with the body? It was like slightly off.
There's like certain films, like specifically Disney 2D films, I just don't want a live action of.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, man.
like
It's
Lion
a
King.
classic.
Like, I
You
don't
know
know
what?
if
The
I'm-
Lion King looks pretty fucking dope, though.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like I think the only reason why Lion King looks dope is
Yeah.
because the cast seems pretty fucking dope. They
Did you
have.
see the new trailer though?
I didn't know there was a trailer.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I didn't know. Don't you give me those fucking
Yo.
eyes. Don't give me the Harry Potter eyes, dude.
Hey, we're gonna revisit this conversation. Dude, the trailer's fucking dope, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
You know what was a fire ass trailer that I
What?
was shocked about?
What?
That new Frozen trailer. You see that shit where she's for some reason she's trying to like move past this ocean and swim past it, but it looks fucking intense.
I haven't seen the first Frozen.
The first Frozen is I would never say this to Mariel, but I did not like it.
Is she a big fan?
She actually when we were first going out,
Yeah.
because she always wanted to go in Disney, and Disney Animation is actually where she's working at right now.
Yeah.
I said one bad thing about Frozen. I think I'm not even fucking shitting you. I think she almost broke up with me. Yeah, she goes,
On that level?
yeah, she's like, don't ever say anything bad about Frozen.
Damn. Wow.
It was like some serious shit.
That's
'Cause for her, it has a very special place in her heart because that was the film I think that really sparked her interest to get into Disney animation.
uh-huh.
You know, and I understand. Like it's
Yeah.
like for her, if she said like she didn't like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I'd fucking 300 kick her in the fucking belly button.
You know, it's one thing to be like hold something dear and near to your heart, but then it's like everybody has their opinion on it. Like you know, you don't have to like it.
Not in a relationship, bro. That's why you haven't been in a long-term relationship yet. That doesn't mean shit. Opinions don't mean shit in a relationship, dude. There's like certain things you just aren't allowed to touch.
Frozen's one of them. For
Yeah,
you.
because I used to get mad at her all the time.
Yeah.
I would tell her like, why does it matter? I'm allowed to have an opinion on this thing, and you shouldn't take it personal.
Yeah,
and no matter
exactly.
how logically sound that argument is, it doesn't fucking matter because there's an emotional attachment to the thing that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't fucking matter. And I had the hardest time wrapping my head around that.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the point of, okay, you know what? I love this person enough where I care about what she cares about. And if that's that important to her, I don't have to express my opinion on it. I'll just let it be, you know?
Yeah, but I still talk mad shit about it behind her back though. I don't give a fuck.
She's gonna see this shit.
You know why? It's because I didn't really like the music.
Oh.
Because usually when I watch like Disney animation stuff, like I fuck with the music.
Hell yeah.
It's just the music I didn't like as much, man. That whole let it go, let it go.
Top 3 Disney movies.
Why'd you raise your hand like you're gonna slap the fuck out of me, bro?
Like Booker T and
Dog,
shit.
who the fuck says top 3 like this? Like a fucking backhand. I've never seen somebody go like this. Yeah, top 3. And then your hands were shaking like you were fucking pissed. Who the fuck says top 3 like that, dude? Don't ever top 3 like that.
You know
to
what
me
this
again.
is? Only for Disney movies.
Yo, let's see. Definitely A Whole New World is it has to be up there just because it sounds sexual as fuck.
Mm-hmm. What's A Whole New World?
Aladdin, bitch.
Oh.
What the fuck?
It's called Aladdin, though.
No, I thought you meant the top 3 songs.
Top 3 movies. Completely.
Dude, we were both mad at each other. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I don't remember a Disney movie called A Whole New World.
Top 3 would be if it's 2D, is actually Sword in the Stone is one of them.
Whoa, okay.
It's one that I grew up with. It had
Okay.
me dying laughing.
Yeah.
Sword in the Stone.
Uh-huh.
Lion King for sure.
Yeah, that has to be in the list.
Lion King and Aladdin, dude. Sword
Yeah.
in the Stone, Lion King, Aladdin.
Yeah, I think mine is Lion King, Aladdin, and probably Goofy movie.
Oh, Goofy movie.
'cause that
That's
shit was
right.
tight as
Yo,
fuck.
that shit so deceived me because in the Goofy movie, remember
Yeah.
when he cracked open that nut that was gold inside?
Uh-huh.
I was walking around the neighborhood looking for that shit, and then when I finally found one of those trees, I cracked it open, no gold. No gold. I was so mad, and it was so hard to break.
Yeah.
With my tiny little fucking 80-pound body, I was trying to crush this shit, and there was no gold inside.
Yeah. Do you know that
Gorsh.
you know Powerline from the Goofy movie was Tevin Campbell. He's the one who sang.
What?
Yeah, bro. He sang that shit. He was the one who fucking did Powerline's voice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then if you see, they had on YouTube, they have like this reunion of like the Goofy movie cast members or like the writers and shit like that. They got Tevin Campbell to come and perform live.
What?
Yeah,
the
it's
fuck?
kind of sad because he's like old now, and then like he has 2 janky dancers next to him.
Oh god, dude.
But I was like, hey man, you got to make your money. You got to
Yo,
do what you got to do.
That it's crazy because those childhood films, they were really good at making you buy shit because I wanted Cheez Whiz so bad after
hey,
that
bro,
shit.
Max,
Yeah.
Cheez Whiz, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Cheez Whiz so
Yeah.
bad, and it looked so delicious.
I know.
And I remember when I bought Cheez Whiz
Yeah.
and I finally had it on a cracker, I
Yeah.
spit it out. I was like, "What is this garbage? How could he eat it so delicious?" And my dad was looking at me. He goes, "You idiot! It's a fucking cartoon, dumbass."
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, bro,"
I know.
which is true. Like
Yeah.
I just thought he made it look so good
Yeah.
because he's just spraying it into his mouth
Yeah.
like it's nothing.
Hey Max, check it out, bro. Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Cheese. The only time Cheez Whiz is hella good is on a fucking Philly cheesesteak.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
So fucking good,
Hell yeah.
man.
What I think the only good one in LA is Booze.
Yeah, I've been saying it, man, and it's a Korean cat that owns it.
Yeah.
I actually did a video for them a while
Oh,
ago.
for reals?
Yeah, man, he hooked it up, and
Yeah.
I went to
So
town.
do you get a pass now when you get there, like a free sub pass?
No, I doubt that, but I did a video for them simply because I like Boo's Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And their marketing person hit me up. I don't know who that person is. I
Yeah.
don't Hopefully it's not his wife or anything.
Yeah.
But she was terrible. Bad communication. If you're his wife or something, great job. Fucking on point. Sent us to the wrong location and everything.
Really?
It was great. Terrible communications. You, great job. I love you. But dude, Boo's Philly cheesesteak out in K-Town. Oh, they have another one out in Silver Lake.
That was the first
original one, right?
Yeah, that was the first location.
And so this dude's backstory is that he grew up in Philly. And when he grew up in Philly, number one, his parents wanted to like start a business, and I guess like he started it for them or something. And his dad got tired and didn't want to do a business anymore. He's like, well, I got this thing, but he wanted to make Philly cheesesteaks out here because he couldn't get a good cheesesteak out here. And that's just basically the story of a lot of great hole in the wall restaurants. They make stuff that they want to eat first.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get a good Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
And so he created himself, and then you got Boo's Philly.
Yeah. There was actually a pretty good one. When I was going to school in Irvine, there was a place called Philly's Best. Yeah, that place used to be good. But then, in LA, there just wasn't really like any good Philly cheesesteak place. And then I randomly came across Boo's, I think like, I don't know, somewhere in like I don't even know if it's mid-20s or some point at that time. And I went to try it. I was like, yo, this is fucking delicious.
I didn't even know about Boo's until they moved to the K-Town spot. And that's when I was fat.
Yeah.
I used to eat Boo's all the
Wait,
time.
were they there when you were living there?
Yep.
So just a walk right down the street.
I would eat that as a snack.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's really hard to eat that as a snack.
Yeah.
Because it's like 2,000 calories per each sandwich, but I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, back then, you were
I was a hefty boy.
You were, and we were just talking about that last night. Because like with Dave, because like, I see him regularly. So like he was losing weight a little bit at a time. So I hadn't realized like he was slowly losing weight. And all of a sudden one day just like, what the fuck? You lost mad weight. But it was just like a slow and steady progress, right?
Yeah, I miss Boo's. Like I miss it. It's weird because I read a review on Boo's Philly cheesesteak, and this person wrote, like, I don't know why people like this so much. It's so greasy. It's so heavy with fat. That's a fucking cheesesteak, bitch. The fuck are you talking about, man? That's like complaining that water's wet.
Yeah.
Yo, a cheesesteak is supposed to be greasy. It's supposed to be dank as fuck, and it's supposed to sit in your stomach. That's what a cheesesteak's for. If it's not that, then it's just a regular steak sandwich.
Yeah, the paper needs to be all greasy and fucking,
Yeah, man. Boo's. Yo, shout out to Boo's, man.
Shout out to Boo's. That's just fucking delicious. And fuck that guy. Whoever he is out there in the world, fuck that guy.
Talking about the review?
Yeah, the review.
It was a fucking blonde white girl.
Oh my God.
Not even from LA, because I looked at that person's profile. I was so upset. I was so upset.
I'm gonna fucking find out who this person is. I'm gonna character profile this person.
Yo, and I'll tell you this too. I wrote a review for Boo's. So I write reviews on Yelp, but I don't use my actual name.
Okay.
I use a separate name.
Yeah.
And I only give people 5 or 4 stars.
Okay.
That's it, because I don't really believe in tearing down a business if they're not doing well, because they're gonna disappear either way.
Right.
And I'm not in the business of making somebody's look bad, because it's their living.
But how about if they give you like fucking abysmal service, like the worst kind?
That abysmal service has to be pretty bad. Like they would have to like come up to me and be like, "Listen here, you fucking pan-faced gook." I don't want your flat face munching on my food. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't even know how you chew with your flat ass face. Like, I want.
Can you even see that food with your chinky eyes?
Yeah, like it would be on some shit like that. But if somebody was just like a rude waiter, then I'm not gonna give them a bad review, just because that waiter isn't a reflection of the business per se, maybe.
Yeah.
And also because if I like the food, most likely they're gonna get a good review. And I'll mention about the poor service, but I'm not gonna give them a 3-star because the service is bad. Because if I fuck with the food, I'm gonna come back either way.
No, like the only time that I wrote a review was because like the service was just like horrifically bad, and the manager was not even willing to do anything about it. Yeah. She. What, did you say a cunt bag?
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's. And you know what the funny shit is like
참지 가방. I just put up 2 random Korean words.
No, the word cunt here in America is like so offensive. People take like so much offense to it if you call somebody a cunt.
It doesn't even sound bad to me, but it's like British slang too, I heard.
Yeah, like they say slang. It so like freely.
Yeah,
you know?
mad backwards cunt.
Yeah, and like they call each other like mates cunts, like you fucking cunt. You know, like it's so commonplace, but I don't know why it's so bad here. Like what about like we call people or each other like pussies, right? pussy's kind of
So
offensive, but not that bad. You escalate it to cunt. It's like, oh my God.
I feel like even sometimes cunt is worse than fuck.
Yeah.
It's arguably worse.
I would say it is worse, or how people treat it. I think it's like in another category. Like it's in a category with a few words that are just like extremely offensive. But I just don't understand where that came from.
I don't know either, man. It doesn't sound so. It never really offended me. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's more offensive to a girl.
Yeah. No, that's what even to a girl. Like, okay, well, if you're just kind of saying like it's just another word for like you vagina.
I guess that's not really offensive then, huh?
Yeah, but I think it's like the connotation behind it.
Well, that's kind of saying too, like if somebody came up to me and said you're a female dog versus somebody else calling me a bitch, it'd be a different story. Like Mariel used to say that shit to me, used to piss me off.
She used to call you a female dog.
No, she wouldn't call me a bitch like that, but it was so funny because I curse a lot. I'm trying to stop. No, I'm not. I'm lying.
No, you're not.
I'm trying not to use it as frequently as before, but I still choose to use it all the time because I love cursing. It makes me feel good. It fills up my soul. So Mariel, I guess she didn't really understand the varying levels of cursing and how offensive it could be.
Yeah.
So I shit you not. We were joking around and she said something really stupid and I was like, I was like, you jackass. And she looks at me. She goes, oh, okay, bitch. And it just went dead silent between us. I looked at her. I was like, what did you just call me? She goes, well, you cursed at me.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Bitch. Jackass and bitch are two different things.
Yeah.
She goes, what do you mean? They're both curse words. No, there's levels to this shit. You don't just I just dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And she didn't understand. She goes, well, you call me, that's offensive as hell. I was like, jackass is not, that's actually on the lower tier of cursing.
Yeah.
It's almost like negligible. You almost can't get offended if somebody calls you a jackass.
Yeah.
For her, when she called me, I just sat there just shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, how dare you?
Well, you know what? I think to be fair though, whether a guy or a girl calls another dude a bitch, guys take it kind of personally,
Of course, especially if the guy looks substantially weaker than you.
But for me too, it's like such a big self motivator. If like I don't want to do something or I'm not in the mood to do something, I start talking to myself and I say, "Don't be a fucking bitch." And I go, "I ain't a bitch." It's like, well, you being a bitch right now. It's like, I ain't no fucking bitch.
Psychopath. Yeah. Not me. This is what I do. I'll have that same conversation, but it goes way different. He goes, you're a little bitch. I'm like, you can't talk to me like that. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'm falling asleep. And then that's the end of the conversation.
No, that's how I get myself motivated. I'm like, you being a bitch right now. And I'm like, I ain't no fucking bitch.
Man, that's just because, I found this out too. And I might have mentioned this before, but I feel like a lot of the people that I'm around tend to get motivated through negative reinforcement. I think it's just because that's how our parents were.
Yeah.
But what I found out too growing up was that even though I'm like that, my older brother is not like that. My brother is a man of positive reinforcement.
That's true. John's a very warm guy.
Yeah, he's that positive. And so for me, it's so funny. I was trying to motivate him while he was living with me.
I know, man.
And I would call him like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, stop being a little bitch. Don't be a pussy. Just kind of motivate him.
Break him down as a human being.
Dude, I was breaking this guy down. And my mom told me, she goes, hey, I know that, you guys were both raised by me, but I raised both of you very differently. She goes, he doesn't get motivated like that. You can't talk to him like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to fucking encourage him. I'm telling him he's a loser.
You're like getting him depressed and putting him to like a low place in his life.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, do you see that fucking car step in front of it when it's moving?
Yeah.
I'm trying to motivate him because that's how I'm motivated. So if somebody says like, hey, don't be a fucking puss, sack up and do this shit.
Yeah.
Be motivated. That tends to be the fuel for my flame.
Yeah.
But for him, it's an ice bucket of water that just douses it over a fucking campfire. And I didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
So I would try to motivate him that way. And I was just I was verbally bashing him.
Years of verbal abuse.
I had no fucking clue. Absolutely not. And then my mom explained to me and I felt like trash. I was like, David, how fucking dare you?
To your own brother.
To my own brother. And I thought I was doing him a favor, dude.
Yeah.
Waking him up and then pushing him over and shit. Man.
Kicking him in the nuts.
Kicking him in the nuts.
You deserve that because you're fucking scum.
That's right. Now do your fucking job and do a better job at it before I fucking spit in your eye.
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets motivated differently, but you know, like I think people like us, we just gotta kind of talk that shit to ourselves, you know? Because I don't know, man. If it's like I can't get motivated with like, oh, you know, you're doing a good job.
Because it makes me feel complacent.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm not doing it. Because here's the thing. I think there's a sense of like ourselves where it's like, even if somebody is saying, oh, you're doing a good job, in your mind or in your heart even, you don't think so. Like you're like, I could be doing more though. I could be doing better, you know? And so you don't even want to take that. You just deflect it. Like, nah. And then it's like, you a bitch though?
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm telling you. Oh shit. That's another hour. That was super fucking fast. You know what? By the way, I have to drive back home and I'm going to be looking over my shoulder now. I hate that shit, dude. I hate when people tell me ghost stories because when I'm in the car, that's the most vulnerable place that you could ever be at. You're talking about in your car, you can't do anything. And all I do is look at that fucking rear view mirror to see if somebody's staring at my fucking...
Just point it the other way, dude. Just turn it.
Yeah, but I needed to drive.
All right, well, here you go. Here's my good spirit, and I just gave it to you. So
I don't have good spirit, dude. Fucking slice that shit. Anyways, guys, that concludes this episode of Genius Brain Podcast. Remember, this is a very interactive space, man. Yo, ask questions in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube or any kind of video platform. But remember, we are on every audio platform. I don't think we're on SoundCloud, but we are on Stitcher. We're on iTunes Podcast, Spotify, everything else. And just look up Genius Brain. That's Genius Brain without a space. Edric, where can they find you again?
Instagram, Ed2, EDTWO. Secret Society, SCRTsociety.com. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
All right. Peace.